Alright guys, welcome back to another Star Wars figure review. Next week we're going to take a look at another one of the Imperial Officers from the Black Series line, and this is the one I actually pre-ordered back in May, and he finally came into Star Action Figures last week, and that is this guy here, Admiral Piett. Now before we look at him, we'll take a look at the packaging. This one comes in. As you see, it's the same as the regular Black Series line with the whole layout as before, with the Gregory Titus image of the Admiral, and then across the side there with the bio. You want to read that, just pause the video. I'll just get it there. And of course there's a bigger image of him there. So it's all the basic same package. Of course this one's an exclusive, so there's no number put down on it. So I'd say get this from Star Action Figures while you get the chance, because apparently they're not going to get so many in, that's what they've said. So what I'll do is I'll put a link down to that, where at the time of filming the review I believe he's in stock, so he's worth looking for. It actually surprises me that Hasbro decided to go down this route and go directly with specific standard officers with set names. I mean, it made sense with Krennic, Tarkin, Thrawn and Veers, seeing as they all have their uniqueness about each other, because this is one that General Veers had his battle armour for the AT-AT Walker. Of course Piett is just a basic officer, but they've really gone into making this a great figure, and I'm really a big fan of the Imperial Officers. I now have all the set ones because they've gone specifically with the ranking. That shows he's an Admiral, as seen there. And with the facial sculpt, it really matches the sculpt that he has in the film. Like, it almost looks exactly like him, and I give props to Hasbro for that. It looks almost exactly like Kenneth Colley, the actor who played him. Never personally met the guy at cons yet, but I've got a pre-signed photo of Piett, so that's good to have. But the rest of the tunic from the waist down is exactly the same as Veers and Tarkin. And to be fair, most of the body is the same as Veers, because like I gave you a look at Veers a while back. Of course, without the armour on, it's kind of the same, just from the waist down. But of course, if Veers just had the officer's cap on, the only difference would be the ranking on his chest and the facial sculpt. Of course, the officer's cap is also included, which is removable, which is a good thing. We never really see Piett without it on in the films. For those of you who don't know, Piett is Darth Vader's sort of wingman type character. He's in Empire Strikes Back, at least. He's promoted to Admiral after his predecessor is strangled, and then Piett is taken into the command because he's a captain at the start of the film, but then Vader chokes the Admiral through the TV, and then he's made Admiral in place, and he's like that for the rest of the film. But altogether, this is such a great figure. He also comes with a Imperial Officer's blaster. I forget the name, it escapes me again. I mean, yeah, it's good to have this accessory, but he never really wields one in the films. But it's a good one to have just for shelf display, seeing as Tarkin came with the interrogation droid instead of a blaster. It would be cool to see Piett with something else. But we get him with this. This is actually the first figure of Piett to be released in a while. The last one I know that was released was in the Power of the Force line, titled as Captain Piett. Of course, that one came with a sort of freeze frame slide thing you could put into a projector, and that was a similar kind of thing. I'll just have it still there. But I've got to give massive props to Hasbro on this. Like, the Imperial Officers are just some of my new favourites of the Black Series line. I'm glad to see they're going down that route. Of course, there's other ones we could potentially get, like Moff Jerjerrod from Return of the Jedi, or probably even Admiral Ozzel as well. But they'll probably just release a load of standard Imperial Officers next, because they've released like the Death Squad Commander, and they've released all the majorly named ones that have the unique features about them. Because Director Krennic, Tarkin and Veers and Thrawn all had unique features about them, whereas Piett is just one of those standard. You'd think he'd be one of those standard officers, but he isn't. And like I said, they're really gone into. I'm going to focus on that face again, because it's so well done, especially the behind bit of his armour and of his tunic and that. Running down the articulation is the same as before. Ball jointed neck and a hinge, so you can obviously look all around. Ball hinged shoulders and elbow, ball hinged wrists, ball jointed torso, ball hinged hips, swivels at the thighs, double joints at the knees, and a ball joint rocker at the ankle. It's the same as before, and you can pose him in such good poses as well. So you can have him in a similar way he's addressing Vader, so that kind of way. So if you happen to have any of the Vaders, either of the two Vaders, well, three really from the Black Series, you can get some good poses with, well, you can reenact some good scenes and like have them ready to display. You have like Star Destroyer scenes with Piett and Vader. And if you have any of the bounty hunters, you could probably do that whole bounty hunters, we don't need their scum scene. But I can't say enough that's bad about this figure. I think everything's just great about him. And I'm glad I have a version of him in the 6 inch, because he was one of those characters I was hoping Hasbro would release in this scale. And now that he has, it's just absolutely brilliant that they have released him, even if he is an exclusive. But they were able to charge him a bit cheaper at Star Action Figures, unlike Via's, but they were able to charge him for a decent price, so I could still pick him up and then have him available. Because he actually went up for pre-order on May the 4th, and I pre-ordered him right there, and he only just came on Friday last week. So it's just kind of a relief to finally own him in my set. And then I've got a full lineup of officers, because I've got Krennic, Thrawn, Tarkin, and Via's as well, so it works well. And I've got Vader as well, so I can have them all sort of together. Just give you a full rundown again of the figure. But like I said, the lower from the waist down, it's just kind of the same as Via's. And to be fair, apart from the insignia in the face, it really is just the same as Via's. But yeah, that's Admiral Piett. I'll give you the blaster back. There we go. There we go. It does fit pretty well into the hand, which is a good sign as well. So you can hold him having some decent pose. He's very posable for shelves. So you can have him sort of ready for sort of an arrest position. That's probably how he would be on the executor, or even when there's a, I don't know, when there's a boarding party or something like that, and you can help defend the station. You can help save Vader and defend their ship from being attacked. Yeah, that's about all I have to say from Piett. I'll give you a line up with him and Via's again as well. They're a great duo. I do have Via's cap, but I don't want to go through the time of switching it all out, but there's a picture on my Instagram. I'll be putting a picture on my Instagram with these both together, so you can see how that'll be. So I'll leave that in a link to that in the description below. But apart from that, there's not much else I can show what's great about it. Anyway, so yeah, I hope you enjoyed looking at Admiral Piett. Again, I'll leave you a link to Star Action Figures below. I'm not sure if he's sold out. I'm pretty sure he's still in stock. But I'd say grab him while you can, because they don't think they'll be getting more of him in afterward. So yeah, that is Admiral Piett from the Black Series. Hope you enjoyed looking at him. Do like this video if you enjoyed it. Do leave a comment, subscribe, and leave links to my Facebook, Twitter and Instagram all down there in the description below. And I'll see you next time, guys.